Man is being victimized by our own government. One man whom they fear, yet whom millions love. One man who is willing to take the poison arrows of lawfare. One man whose voice has been taken away by a corrupt judge operating in a corrupt system. One man who has been ridiculed and insulted. One man who refused to back down. One man who refused to back down. One man who refused to back down. One man who stands between us and them. One man that wants to see America protected again. One man who wants to see America prosper again. One man who understands that a man is a man and a woman is a woman. One man who understands and protects the blessing of life. One man who wants to restore American exceptionalism. One man who once again wants to make America that shining city on a hill for all to see. A place where all the people of the world glowingly set their eyes upon. America. One man who unashamedly wants to make America great again. That one man is Donald Trump.
This is Fanfare with Barry Cunningham.
Open the floor up.
I'm not here to apologize for Eric Adams whatsoever. Don't know the man, don't really care about his politics, don't really understand exactly what's going on in New York City. But I have a really good suspicion as to what's happening up there. You see, we've watched this thing play out. And again, what I'm about to tell you has nothing to do with Eric Adams, the mayor. He could be crooked, he could be corrupt. It wouldn't be the first politician. I am not an Eric Adams advocate. I am an American advocate. I want to see what's best for America. And what I'm about to show you today is going to probably scare the bejesus out of you if you haven't been following along lately. I took a lot of time, that's why I was late, and wanted to make sure everything was in place so I could go through this story and talk to you about it. And if you look between the lines, you're going to see some very, very, very disturbing stuff. There's two people I want to talk to you about today. One, Eric Adams and what's happening in New York. And two, an FBI agent by the name of Marcus Allen. I believe that's his name. And both of these people today are bringing forth a message that it doesn't matter whether you're Republican or Democrat. This is the time where America has to stand up and fight. There is some scary poop happening right now, people. Absolutely scary. And people aren't seeing it. They're not watching what the chessboard is happening. And I believe right now, I fully believe, no conspiratorial crap about it. I believe the Democrats are beginning to make their moves so that they can secure something nefarious, whether Trump wins or loses. I think we are on the precipice of the biggest city in the country, one of the biggest cities in the world, completely falling to Democrat socialism / communism. I think we're about to see something none of us expected. You thought the Twin Towers coming down was devastating? You're about to see something you never would have expected in the biggest city in America. And if the biggest city in America falls, and all the 5 boroughs have to go down with it, because that's what they're going to do, you are going to see absolute chaos. Y'all thought Batman was a fiction movie? You thought that Joker was fiction? You thought Escape from New York with Kurt, what's his name? That actor, the good-looking guy. My wife loves him. You thought that was all fiction? You're about to see it happen in real life. You're about to see, if I think what's going to happen, a mass exodus out of New York City. Donald Trump, again, as he's off to do, decides he's going to, basically have another press conference like this, an emergency. So at 4 o'clock, I'm going back live, so I got to get this show moving quickly because I'm having an idea between what happened today in Congress, talking about the Secret Service, and then what we're seeing happening in his beloved New York. Something is up, and I think he's ready basically to explode it all and let everybody know. So let me bring it back to today's show. Let me set the stage for you. Eric Adams, as you just heard, bucked the Biden administration. And those of us know, Dementia Joe isn't running anything. So he bucked somebody pretty big. He's like, this migrant stuff is out of control. You got 15, 100,000. What the hell are we supposed to do? You're driving us crazy. You're depleting our resources. We're the biggest city in the country and we can't handle it. I don't even know how the hell Springfield, Ohio can handle it. You got to stop. You can't do this. Excuse me? What'd you say, Negro? What'd you say, black man? Oh, you're going to have to get put back on the plantation. We're going to have to hobble you. We're going to have to make you, as Hillary Clinton once said, bring you to heel. You just can't go spouting off at the mouth at Big Joe or Big whoever is running things. So we're going to show you what it's all about. But he wasn't done then. He decided he was going to basically do some news reporting and let people in the news throughout the biggest city in the country what the heck was happening.
Eric Adams is dropping his next round of budget cuts for city agencies.
But cuts to migrant funding are still set to happen. Let's get right to Lizette Nunez. She joins us from Midtown with the latest. Good morning, Lizette.
Good morning, Dana Tashana. Well, yeah, this was pretty surprising. New Yorkers were bracing for that third round of budget cuts, but that will no longer be happening. Instead, the city will be slashing migrant funding further.
You're not going to see some of those draconian steps that we were going to have to take that's getting in the way of the cleanliness and the safety of our city.
Mayor Adams doing an about-face. He says New York City will not go through a third round of citywide budget cuts. Adams detailing the impact of his decision in an interview with WABC.
All right, so what he decided to do after he had that first bit of talk of against the migrant newcomer stuff, decides, listen, we're not going to do this anymore. I'm not going to cut my city services just so we can keep feeding these, newcomers. Ain't going to do it anymore. Nope, sorry, Joe, or whoever is down in Washington is running this stuff. I'm a New Yorker. I need to take care of New York.
If we had to do the third rounds, it would impact garbage pickup. It would impact services to our older adults. It would impact libraries. It would impact a series of services that you would actually see the difference.
For months, the mayor had been sounding the alarm that due to the financial strain of the migrant crisis, the city would see cuts to essential services.
They don't care. As long as you take care of these newcomers, we don't care who you got to cut. You can take the gym, take the football field, take the baseball field, tell these kids they can't play after school. We don't care. We're the federal government. Take care of these newcomers. We got a grand plan that you're screwing up here. Do what we tell you. And if you don't do what we tell you, I can't help what might happen to you. As Chuck Schumer said, they've got 6 ways from Sunday from getting to you. So what do you mean you're cutting the funding for the newcomers? Are you kidding me?
The Adams administration says better than expected tax revenue, as well as efforts to reduce migrant spending, have helped put the city in a better path financially. Moody's, an independent credit rating agency, recognized the city's handling of the budget.
When we inherited this, we were in an emergency state. Emergency conditions cost more money. We're now transitioning into a stabilized state because this is...
You did that on your own? You decided to make, New York prosper? You decided on your own, without talking to the powers that be in Washington, D.C., that you were going to go ahead and take it upon yourself to fix the problems as you saw them in New York City. What made you think that that was up to you? Says the people in Washington. A mayor's doing what he's supposed to be doing for his people, regardless of how you think about his politics. He hit the third rail. How dare you push back against us with our push for newcomers coming into this country? Are you kidding me? You need to take it, bend over, and shut up. How dare you cut funding for the newcomers and decide you're going to fix your city, make it safer, make it so that people can visit again, go to plays on Broadway. What do you think we care about these Americans? You ignorant fool. You're going to have to be brought to heel. That's exactly what Washington, that's the message they gave him. Wake up, people. It's coming to you.
Going to be here for a while.
Instead of slashing city services, the administration says it will be cutting an additional 10% on migrant spending, on top of the previous 20%.
We are far from out of the woods, but we're showing that we can manage this crisis if we watch how we spend and we manage the spending that we're seeing in the city.
Oh, wait. So you cut 10% more off of the previous 20% that you cut. So you've cut newcomer spending by 30% in New York City. And Moody's and the credit agencies were like, wow, New York's doing it right. They're cutting the money for these newcomers. Oh, you're doing it so right, Mr. Adams. Mayor Adams, you should be heralded. People should be showing you in other cities how to take this sanctuary stuff on and keep your city prosperous and just push these people, these newcomers over here to the side where they should be. Except he didn't count on the government. See, when you speak out against what their plan is, you get attacked. Mayor Adams should have called Donald Trump and said, hey, Donnie, what the heck am I supposed to do, man? These people are trying to ram this down my throat. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Just keep doing what you're doing. But they're going to come after me. Oh, no, they won't come after me. I'm the mayor of New York. I think I've been like any other politician, haven't I? Haven't I just done what I'm supposed to do?
Today, for the first time in New York City's modern history, we announced criminal charges against the sitting mayor of New York City. As our highest elected official, the mayor should set the standard for all of city government.
Now, again, I want to preface what you're about to hear is I am not talking about Mayor Adams' corruption, non-corruption, illegality. I'm not talking about that. I personally feel if you do the crime, you should do the time. But I also know another politician recently who has been under indictment for a bunch, as we know, BS. They've tried to do everything to silence Donald Trump. Everything. Literally everything. Do I know if Mayor Adams is guilty of what they're charging? I have no idea. But what she's about to say here should make each and every one of you kind of get the RCA dog head turn, because it doesn't make any sense to me. Let me point this out to you.
And exemplify the integrity, transparency, and dedication to serving the public that all New Yorkers deserve. Instead, the indictment unsealed today alleges that Mayor Adams abused his power and position for nearly a decade.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry here. Are you telling me in the biggest city in the country, one of the biggest cities in the world, right where the Southern District of New York is right there, that Mayor Adams has been corrupted and involved in illegal activities for over a decade? A decade. That's 10 years for you math challenged people. And just now, all of a sudden you're like, hey man, we need to put the handcuffs on this guy. 10 years? What happened in the other 9 years? You just looked the other way? I mean, New York City is the big city, the big apple. There's a big spotlight on it. I'm sure Letitia James and Alvin Bragg have seen some stuff over 10 years. Just now, you decide to charge Mayor Adams after he bucked the system. You see, the system looks the other way as long as you do what the system tells you. But now, hey, listen, I'm done with these newcomers. I'm done. We're cutting the funds. We're not taking care. Now we got to fit you with some handcuffs. And again, I don't know what he's done or what he hasn't done. Only thing that strikes me as being odd is that whatever he's been doing for 10 flipping years. So if he's been doing it for 10 flipping years, ask yourself that question. Why now? So if I'm going outside and I'm robbing 7-Elevens or something and I'm, hey, give me the money in the register, and you got the camera, you know who I am, and I just keep robbing, you're going to take 10 years to let me robbing something before you say, now, go get him. Why all of a sudden did you have to rush and arrest the mayor of the biggest city in the country? What was the urgency? What's wrong? How do you know he did this? You did it in big, dog and pony show today with all the charts and everything and 4 or 5 people speaking at the press conference, and we got to take him down. You took the same kind of raid that they did at Mar-a-Lago. You went and did that as well. Big show of force, cameras out there as the FBI agents surged Gracie Mansion. Now? Why now? Every American should be asking themselves that question. Why now? What is different than was, in the past? What did he change? What is he no longer doing? Well, I just showed you. He's over the migrant stuff. He's had it with the newcomers. He's cutting funding, no longer giving these people a free pass to take up the hotels and commit whatever crimes they want in the area. And now all of a sudden, because he's pushing back, Merrick Garland decides to put handcuffs on him. Sound familiar? Have we seen this movie before? Because I've seen this movie before, it makes me go, I got to give this guy some sort of leeway of, innocent to proven guilty, because I've seen Merrick Garland put people in jail just because they're in his way or whoever's way. Steve Bannon, jail. Navarro, jail. Trump, guilty. Take everything he owns. Put him in jail. We're suspect at this point to whatever the Department of Justice does. And now they've decided to take upon themselves let's go after the mayor of New York City. The only part that doesn't make sense to me is if he's been doing it over, quote, a decade, a 10-year period, why now? Well, let's hear some stuff.
As Brooklyn Borough President and as mayor, to enrich himself and his mayoral campaigns. As charged, he sought and received illegal campaign contributions, luxury travel, and other personal benefits from foreign nationals, as well as individuals and businesses.
That sound familiar to what that guy, I told him to fire the prosecutor, and if he's not fired by 5 o'clock, you're not getting the money. What do you know? He got fired. Sound familiar? campaign contributions, illegal campaign contributions, paying a porn star, finding these stupid charges that I bet you, if you pulled back the onion layers right in your own city, you could talk to, Chuck Schumer. You could talk to AOC. You start just right there in New York. You guys could have a field day. Go start rifling through their papers. But now you use the exact, I don't mean similar, the exact same charges to go after Mayor Adams. Campaign contributions. Really? Is that where you're going with this? Yeah, that's where they're going with it.
He allegedly took steps to conceal those illegal contributions and personal benefits, and involved city employees and campaign staff in that concealment. As the indictment explains, this kind of corruption has real costs to the city and to the public. As alleged, the mayor's 2021 campaign falsely certified compliance with
his 2021 campaign. So you guys descended upon him to find the crime. Because obviously you're saying you didn't know it. It's 2024, so for 3 years, now you start digging to find the crime, or at least find something that can be misconstrued as a crime. You mean like a porn star getting a payoff? That? Sound familiar?
campaign finance laws in order to conceal those illegal campaign contributions, and as a result of those false certifications, received over $10 million in public matching funds. The mayor's alleged acceptance and concealment of illegal contributions and personal benefits gave overseas benefactors, wealthy individuals, and businesses undue influence over the mayor.
You guys want to go look at this place called Ukraine? I don't know. But I'm pretty sure they've gotten gazillions of dollars from the government, which most of the government can't account for. And also the guy who was president and vice president before, everybody has shown at this point that he's on the take from this country and possibly this country, and money here and relatives on the payroll and everything else, and nothing? You didn't even open an investigation? Nothing? But Eric Adams decides he's not going to take any more newcomer crap, and all of a sudden, he's getting perp walked.
Influence that federal and local laws seek to prevent. And as charged, in exchange for certain personal benefits, the mayor pressured the New York City Fire Department to forego a required fire safety inspection.
Okay. Any of you who owned a business, okay, in any of the 50 states in America, the fire marshal has to do an inspection on a business. Do they realize how many people grease the fire marshal and zoning inspector and everything else? Hey man, can you get this done? Are we really going to throw a mayor in jail? And you've included influencing the fire inspector. All the stuff going on in New York City, you want to throw somebody all of a sudden in jail for influencing a fire inspector.
Before the opening of the new Turkish consulate building. As the city's inspector general, the Department of Investigation, a city agency, conducts its investigations confidentially and wholly independent of City Hall. We handled this investigation as we would any other, following the facts and seeking to hold wrongdoers accountable no matter.
What wrongdoers? Oh, they don't mention that. Just Adams. Just that one guy. Sort of like with Trump. How many deals did you get cut? Everybody else that you wanted to flip on him. Like Michael Cohen, who's, by the way, is leaving the country.
Matter their role or title. Our unique access to city records and expertise in matters of city government.
I'm sorry. Unique access? What kind of unique access does the Department of Justice and the Department of Investigations of New York have into city records? You mean without having to go through a subpoena? Is that what you're saying? Unique access? There's things that people say when they're reading these things. I'm like, oh, okay, hey, what the hell you mean unique access? Wait, talk to us like we're five. What do you mean? What did you get to do that normal prosecutors can't do? And did Letitia James have that same unique access to look at Trump stuff? I mean, we'd just like to know what the hell is going on in New York City.
Make us a critical partner in the fight to root out corruption, working closely with our law enforcement colleagues at the FBI and the U.S. Attorney's Office. If you have information about this case or about illegal conduct by any New York City official or employee, I encourage you to contact DOI by email
Wait,
at tipline@doi.nyc.gov or by phone at 212-825-2828.
I think Mayor.
Okay, so what you're saying here, just so you know, is we want other people to come to us and start talking as well. We don't have enough witnesses to actually make a case. So if you wish to work for Mayor Adams and have a bone to pick, come on down. We'll take your information. Give us a call. This stinks. You're trying to allege a quid pro quo with this guy, that he was getting favors and contributions, when you haven't shown us that he got any favors or contributions. Again, not standing up for Mayor Adams. I want to know what the hell is going on here.
Adams is also going to have an interesting, he could have a good defense for that as well. So the basic facts of that are, apparently Turkey wanted this building built in time for their president's arrival so that he could see it. It sounded like FDNY was being slow. Now, the context that we're missing here.
Fire inspector. That's what we're talking about here? A fire inspector.
Harris, is FDNY notoriously slow in conducting fire inspections? Is this something that has irritated Mayor Adams in the past? We just don't know that. We don't know that context. And I'm very interested in that myself. But what ended up happening is Turkey starts pressuring Mayor Adams and saying, hey, we've got to get this building. Can you push this through? So he pushes it through without the inspection. In the indictment, they say that the fire chief, the person who was supposedly going to conduct this inspection, said he'd be fired if he didn't acquiesce. So that seems, though, to be one of their only pieces of evidence of quid pro quo. You know, they talked at length about all these upgrades that he got on airlines.
So that's the only evidence that they have in this case. This woman is a lawyer. She's a legal analyst for Fox. She's seen the indictments, and the only evidence that they've shown is that the fire inspector was, pushed to, can you get this thing done from a boy, please? Can you get out here and sign off on this so we can get this damn building open? Having been in real estate, I know how that works. These guys have way too much carte blanche. They can do whatever they want. They can hold up your project. How about you look into the fire inspector? How about you look into the city planner and zoning? See if they've been greased along the way. They're in friggin' New York. We all watched The Sopranos. Come on.
And hotels, but what I was looking for and what I was listening for was, okay, well, what did they get in return for giving them that? So if it's only this fire inspection, I don't know how compelling that is. So we'll see what Mayor Adams has to say about that.
So, in other words, not saying you're dumb, but I'm going to break it down for you. They came out with this dog and pony show, indicted him, going to make him take the mug shots, everything like Trump. Got to perp walk him, put him in handcuffs, fingerprint him, all that stuff. And the only evidence, despite everything she spewed over a 10-year period, the only evidence they have of a quid pro quo is that the fire inspector was supposed to, it was taking too long, and he pushed the guy. But he didn't get any. Did the fire inspector pay him? No. Did Turkey pay him? No. So where's the quid for the pro quo? Now, after I've spent the last 30 minutes laying this out for you, this is the problem with what's getting ready to happen here. This is what you really have to worry about and pay attention. First, Mayor Adams is going to have something to say about these charges. He's not taking it sitting down, and he's doing it sort of like Trump.
My fellow New Yorkers, it is now my belief that the federal government intends to charge me with crimes. If so, These charges will be entirely false, based on lies. But they would not be surprising. I always knew that if I stood my ground for all of you, that I would be a target. And a target I became. For months, leaks and rumors have been aimed at me in an attempt to undermine my credibility and paint me as guilty. Just this past week, they searched the home of our new police commissioner, looking for documents from 20 years ago, just 1 week after he joined my administration. Enough.
Does that sound familiar? Tell me if you've seen this movie. Just think back a couple months if you've seen this movie before. They're looking for documents.
I will fight these injustices with every ounce of my strength and my spirit.
It's eerily similar. And if you're doing this in the biggest city in America, if you're doing this and you want to show other cities, Springfield, certain little places in Alabama, we took down a sitting former president, tried to. We're taking down the biggest mayor in the country of the biggest city. You mean nothing. You're just small potatoes. We'll take you and rip your heart out. You see what we can do? We're the federal government. I'm Merrick effing Garland. You don't stand a chance. Once again, big asterisk disclaimer, blinking neon light. I am not defending Mayor Adams. I am defending our American way of life, and right now it seems to be under assault, regardless of who stands in their way. That is terrifying. So what would happen if they were successful in getting Mayor Adams out of the way?
You have been looking at the person who would take over if the governor of New York, who's the only person who can get him out of that seat at this point, Kathy Hochul, if she were to say, you're out, next guy in, Jermaine Williams. What have you found out?
This is pretty scary. So Jermaine Williams is a far-left radical, ally of AOC, was arrested at a pro-illegal immigration protest, ran for lieutenant governor against Kathy Hochul, and while he was campaigning said, I was first elected to publicly support Occupy Wall Street. He said, I believe most Democrats believe in democratic socialism. I am a democratic socialist. I am a democratic socialist, and the tenets of it are what most people want. And then also said, we have Trump in the White House because bigots and Nazis espouse their convictions, and the Democratic Party didn't have the courage to do the same. So he is outside he considers MAGA Republicans bigots and Nazis, and he thinks the Democratic Party is too far to the right.
And just to explain everybody why he would be in the pecking order, because he is not the deputy mayor, he is the public advocate. So we're
succeeded
talking
Letitia James in that job.
Okay, and so we're talking about what would be next in all of this if Adams were removed by the governor. And I've just been told by my team, and thank you, it's Jumaane Williams. I said Jermaine. It's spelled that way, but Jumaane Williams. And the significance of this just politically that you see.
Well, first of all, it's very hard for Mayor Adams to continue to do his job and fight this. He's an executive. You have to. The job of being mayor of New York is huge, and you have to have 100% of your attention on it. If you can't do that, you can't do the job. But New York would take a lurch to the far left, and this is a city that's already under the pressure of all these illegal migrants, spending $5 billion a year, which is almost the same amount of money as the police budget for the entire city, supporting illegal migrants. People have been fleeing the city, going to states like Florida and Texas to get away. And so if you put an Occupy Wall Street Democratic Socialist mayor, even in an acting capacity, in charge of that city, and he starts implementing those policies, it would be a disaster for New York.
Be a disaster for the world. It'd be a disaster for the entire United States. Do you see how the plan is taking effect right now? It's not about removing Mayor Adams. It's about removing an obstacle in their game plan. They need that chip being New York City. They are going to instantly turn New York City into a socialist H-hole. They're doing it under the auspices of having corruption with the mayor, taking him out, having Kathy Hochul then stick in this guy, this absolute nut job socialist, and have him take over New York City. I don't know what Trump is talking about at 4 o'clock today, but I would understand him being, wait a second, I own a lot of property up here, and now you guys are going to take out Mayor Adams with whatever warts and boils that he may have. He's not a socialist. And you guys are hell-bent on putting in a Democrat, socialist, Marxist, communist into running the biggest city in the country. If you don't take that as a warning, I don't know what to tell you. The poop is hitting the fan. But who is this guy? Well, let's take a look at who this guy is. Oh. Can you imagine my amazement that Kamala Harris's DNC delegate is Jumaane Williams. He's tied to Kamala. He's next in line to be New York City mayor, and in his own words, I've been rocking with democratic socialism since the 90s. Last time I was arrested was for blocking an ambulance. I was treated differently for having more melanin in my skin. Here we go, America. Kamala's tanking. They don't know what to do. And now what they're going to do is put in a socialist as mayor of the biggest city in the country. And he just happens to be one of Kamala Harris's delegates. Do you understand what I just showed you? Do you understand how they just wanted to have this big apple turn into the rotten apple and shove as many newcomers down people's throats as possible? And look at all this money and glitz in New York. Can you imagine if we started redistributing all of this stuff? It would be a socialist nirvana. We could take it all. We could destroy this city and turn it into the H-hole that we all think it should be. You afraid yet? Yeah, I got more to show you, though. I got more to show you. How do you know that this is their intention? Look who decides that she wants to peep up. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. I do not see how Mayor Adams can continue governing New York City. The flood of resignations and vacancies are threatening government function. Non-stop investigations will make it impossible to recruit and retain a qualified administration. For the good of the city, he should resign. Don't you love it when a good plan comes together? When the little socialists can all get together and say, what can we destroy next? What is on the board here that we can conquer? I know, New York City. We can take down the biggest city in the country, where everything ships through and people come through in the corridor between the Northeast, and we'll own it. I can't wait with the guys down in the, the area down there, how they think about this. Wait till the boys in Mulberry Street get a look at this. Wait until the people in Chinatown start seeing this in Hell's Kitchen. Like, what? You're going to turn this into a socialist nirvana? Yeah, now you need to give us more of your money. And you need to give us this. And in the big house you have, oh, you need to take in some of these newcomers. Oh, my God. That's where it's going. If they can do it in New York. What do they say about New York? If you can do it here, you can do it anywhere, right? You know the song, the lyric. You heard Frankie say it. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. If you can do it here, you can do it anywhere. If they succeed in New York, your town doesn't stand a chance. Wake up. Tell your friends. I told you this was an important show. I ain't making it up. Not making up anything. I want you to see who this guy is. This is him just as the riots were beginning. You're going to love this.
we are going to have to accept some discomfort in the next few days. That's what we're going to have to do as a city to get through this. And so I'm asking the mayor and the police commissioner to allow people to express their anger, to allow people to express their pain, and as a city,
basically
we
what
have to
he's saying
accept
here
that we are going to be in some discomfort for the next few
while
days.
he was talking, is you have to let the people go. Let them do whatever they need to do for the next 2 days. Just deal with it. Things aren't going to be as they used to. We're changing things up. Sorry that didn't sound as well, but maybe this one will sound better. You might like this one.
We are going to disrupt and shut down whatever we need to do until we make people understand we are fighting to uproot the same system that Dr. King was. And I say uproot because I always want to make it clear that the system is working how it was designed to work. The people who are on the bottom were supposed to be there.
Notice the button on his lapel there. The button on his lapel says, "Stay woke." And this picture of him, and somebody made a poster, Jumaane Williams, he believes in and has run on defunding the police, climate alarmism, pro-sanctuary cities, anti-deportation, down with deportation. Remember that? Yeah. Increased minimum wage, rent controls, and eviction moratoriums. Landlords, you're about to have a landlord, a mayor who doesn't care if you're the landlord. You can't evict anybody in New York City. You see what's coming, don't you? Yeah, here we go.
We don't need to change the system. We need to uproot it and replace it. We in this room are in the best tradition of this country.
All right, so just to let you know right now, my wife is a real estate agent. I'm a real estate investor. If you're watching this and you are in New York City, give me a call, because I'd love to talk to you about selling you a house down here, because you need to get the hell out of New York. I mean, get out now. I keep telling people the shit's coming. It's about to hit the fan. And now you're seeing it in real time. It is about to get ugly. It is... Or don't. See, that's your alternative. Or don't. They don't mean anything by this. They're going to put a socialist mayor in. You'll be fine. Don't worry about it. He's not going to defund the police. He's not going to do any wealth redistribution. He's not going to do... You're going to be fine. Just let me know next time you walk through Times Square so somebody can be there and take a picture when a newcomer beats you over the head, takes your stuff. And then they say, oops, sorry, he needed to eat. I'm joking. Sort of. If you're in New York City, over the next week, 2 weeks or whatever, start making your plans. Kathy Hochul it's only days, and you're going to see Mayor Adams resign. And when he resigns and they put in this guy, and he gets comfortable up in there, and he starts talking to AOC and Kamala and whoever is behind the scenes, you're screwed. You are absolutely screwed. And this is what they want for the rest of the country. So they're going to have a little petri dish up in the 5 boroughs of New York. By the way, I'm pretty sure most handguns and weapons are illegal in New York. So they're going to have a fun time showing you guys how it's going to work in the rest of the country. Just imagine that. 7, 8, 9 million people in New York, and other than the bad guys, most of the people aren't armed. It's a socialist utopia. Money out the wazoo, Wall Street, Park Avenue, all the glitz and glamour you could possibly want, and an unarmed populace just waiting to be preyed upon. Good luck with that. Call me if you want to get a house. Let me stop here and take some. I said, somebody goes here, I said that New York was just going to be like San Francisco. Yep, it will be. Hoping for a short in the consulate wiring was his goal. No more boroughs, just like Venezuela. It's going to be so bad. They can't fight back. The concrete jungle. Yep, rural America is good. boy, are people going to look to get out of there. The day he signs in, the day this guy signs in, it could be crazy. Adams, if innocent, needs to call President Trump now. Get on the right side and together rebuild New York City. Lisa, that may be what's happening today. I don't know what Trump's going to talk about, but I know the man loves New York City. And we all know he has plenty of property and business in New York City. And anyone who's a business owner right now in New York City must be going, oh my God, what are they doing? They better get together. They better rise up. The people of New York better rise up today. Over the next couple of days, if you got some friends in New York, you tell them two things. One, rise up. Two, start looking at Florida, Tennessee, and some points south, because it is about to become San Francisco East. Crazy. Wow. They did that worse than San Francisco. It could possibly be. You're right. The Pope already introduced the one world religion. The end times are near. This is going to get crazy. Absolutely crazy. He must be Kamala's cousin. I don't know if he's related, but if you haven't seen the movie, go ahead and rent it. There's your homework again. Go ahead and rent Escape from New York. It's from the 80s. And then you're like, that could never happen in New York. Or even better, look at the movie The Siege with Bruce Willis. That's another good one. Boy. These people have gotten way out of control. Play ball or go to jail. The corrupt prosecuting the corrupt. As I said 3 or 4 times, I'm not going to say it anymore. I'm not here to defend Eric Adams. I'm here to defend America. And something doesn't smell right with this. I think every single one of you, even if you think Eric Adams, as most politicians, may be corrupt, you're telling me everything was fine for 10 years. And only now are you saying, well, you know what? No, let's go get him. What did he do? He didn't play ball. It's pretty interesting. This is how they're going to cheat the election. I wouldn't doubt it if they're going to throw people in jail. I wouldn't doubt it. The Big Apple will become the big toilet. Get out, New York City. Get out. I loved New York City. My wife lived in New York City. She loved New York City. I took Ashley to New York City, ate stanky cheese in a bread bowl. Woo, cheese stunk. And a fondue. But New York is fun. My wife's favorite baseball team is the Yankees. I'm a Red Sox fan. So we would go to Yankee Stadium. We would enjoy going out to dinner. We've gone to Radio City Music Hall. We've gone shopping. We love it. Not now. And it was bad before. But now you go ahead and put a socialist in charge of New York City. People cancel tickets right away. If you plan on going to New York and you plan on like doing some sightseeing and seeing all the stuff, the Empire State, it's done. It's over. Snake Plissken, that's the name. Yeah, Snake Plissken. You said Brisket. It's Plissken. Snake Plissken, Escape from New York. The police need to join its brothers and sisters and stop this. Do you realize how much pressure is going to be put on the New York police at this point? I wouldn't doubt if you start seeing, you won't see the bird flu, you're going to see the bird flight, the blue flight, whatever they call it. Instead of just calling in, hey, listen, I'm just going to go to Florida and take a job with Fort Lauderdale police or whatever. I'm out. I don't need this crap. Because I bet you they'll put socialist-leaning people in the heads of the different agencies. You have to, because you have to have control over everything. Imagine that. Imagine socialists being, head of the police or the fire. I've aged 10 years since 2020. Somebody just said the tourist industry will be out of business. Yeah. Why would you even go to New York at that point? If you haven't seen it by now, watch a movie. Watch a movie and understand that's when America used to be great. It's unbelievable. The Republican Party is all talk. We do nothing. I watched this when it happened live, and I was waiting for Harris Faulkner and some of the other people to go, tell them, Say it, and they wouldn't say it. They did do the part where they say this guy's a socialist, and the other guy was like, if this happened, it's over. It's over for New York City. But I think you need to be more emphatic. I think you need to understand at this point, it's beyond just New York City. They take down the crown jewel of America, they will take any city in the country. They got the guy in Springfield, Ohio, with all the newcomers there to basically shut up and tell Trump, don't come, please. I told him, don't come. You told the possible president of the United States he's not welcome in your town, yet meanwhile your residents are screaming for help. And then you get the press to ignore it. No big deal. So here's what's going to happen on MSNBC, CNN, and all the left side. They're going to play it up that, Mayor Adams, he's basically at this point, he is the Joker. He will become Gotham City's worst criminal ever. We need to get rid of him. What about this guy who they're going to put in here? This socialist friend of Kamala Harris. What about him? Oh, he'll be fine. He's good. He's progressive. And I'm thinking to myself, all you people live in New York, right? All of you work, in big towers and make $1 million salaries and ride around in limos. What do you think's going to happen if a socialist mayor gets into New York City? Unless you plan on having an armed guard with you 24/7 and never go out at night, you're screwed too. It's absolutely crazy. Yeah, Brandon Johnson in Chicago. Brandon's playing along. He's destroying the city. Oh yeah, imagine this. I can't say the words, but you guys can read that. The river to the sea crap. Oh, I didn't even think about that. Oh, didn't you? Oh my gosh. Can you imagine right now? You're Jewish and you live in New York and you're seeing what's happening. You're like, wait a minute, you're going to bring in a socialist mayor? One who aligns with those river to the sea people, and he's going to be the mayor of New York? Garment district, out. Got some good commercial property if you want to relocate down here. Just give me a call. We'll go ahead and get you set up in a warehouse, and we can have the Garment District South. You ain't going to have to worry about that crap. Diamond District? Oh, especially y'all in the Diamond District. My wife could hook y'all up. Get out. There is I'm telling you right now, if they install this guy as mayor, get the F out. Don't go back. Don't watch a concert. Don't go to a basketball game. Sorry, Aaron Rodgers, ain't coming to your Jets games. Nope. You cannot guarantee the safety of the people in New York. Am I being overly dramatic? I don't know. Look at San Francisco. They put an army around San Francisco when Levi Stadium. You ever go to Baltimore? Watch the Ravens play? You'd think basically the president was going to show up. It's like, don't go here, just stay in this cocoon. And then when you get in your car, just keep going. Don't drive through the city. I ain't lying. I used to live in Baltimore. My father lived in Baltimore. God rest in peace. And I used to go down to the Inner Harbor, which is one of the most beautiful places, until it became one of the most beautiful places. It became a war zone. And you can only go there at certain times, and make sure when you see the sun starting to come down, get out. Fells Point in Baltimore was a beautiful place. Nice clubs, everything. Restaurants, nightclubs. Can't go there now. Don't do it. So, that was the first warning. Let me get to the second warning at this point. This second warning was by what's this guy's name? Marcus Allen. So if you guys haven't heard this story about Marcus Allen, let me go ahead and talk to you about that. Marcus Allen is an FBI agent, a former 22-year Marine. He is an agency whistleblower that brought out opposing information about January 6th. Ray's FBI retaliated against Marcus by revoking his security clearance and suspending him without pay. He was reinstated in June after 27 months with full back pay due, yet he has not yet received a single dime. So here we go with a 22-year Marine vet who is a FBI agent who sees some stuff happening, basically at the FBI, and he thinks that people should know about what exactly is happening. If you guys haven't seen this dovetails off the first story. So let's get to the second story so you can get the real warning that you're about to hear. Let's listen to Marcus.
Mr. Allen, does a person's political beliefs, and most specifically holding conservative views, disqualify someone from serving in the FBI?
No, ma'am, they do not.
Well, then, based on your experience as an FBI veteran and target of the DOJ's unlawful acts, why do you think this political purity campaign is ongoing inside the FBI?
I'm not fully aware of why they're getting rid of people with more conservative views or potentially not wanting people to speak out.
Oh, I know you're being nice, Marcus, but we all know why. Why are they getting rid of people who have conservative views in the FBI? Why would Christopher Wray and Merrick Garland be basically exorcising the FBI from Christians and people with conservative views? I know.
At this time, ma'am.
Well, and I think your testimony is that they also are trying to get rid of anyone who holds Christian values and Christian beliefs. Is that your experience as well?
That is my experience, especially when you see the comments that were leveled against me in the...
This whistleblower comes forward talking about January 6th, and what ends up getting revealed? That our grand FBI, the agency run by Christopher Wray, is basically getting rid of people who are Christians. It's bad enough you're conservative, but now you're a Christian, you got to go. You can't work here. Go home. I don't care where you go. You just can't stay here. Is that America?
Findings during the investigation.
So we have the gentleman sitting next to you ranting and raving about this Project 2025. I doubt that he really understands anything about it, but ranting and raving about that, but doesn't seem to be at all bothered by the fact that you were targeted because you were a conservative and a Christian. Do you find that odd?
I do find it a bit surprising. We shouldn't be targeting groups of people within our organizations because of firmly held belief or any kind of political standpoint.
Think about what he just said. We are having this hearing that was supposed to be about January 6th, and it found out, it just kind of leaked out, that they don't want conservative Christians in the FBI. Why? Why don't you want conservative Christians in the FBI? Who do you want to replace them with? This is supposed to be America. Any other agency, any other business that would basically preclude a certain denomination from being employed would be considered, discriminatory. They would come down on you like a ton of bricks. But no, not the FBI. We don't want your kind here. Go away. You're stinking up the joint.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members of the committee, for the invitation to testify today. My name is Marcus Allen. I'm here to speak with the committee about how the FBI weaponized the security clearance process to retaliate against me for protected whistleblower activity. In late 2021, I raised concerns about the FBI director's testimony about the January 6th Capitol riot, not out of political motivation, but out of a duty to truth and integrity.
You realize what he just said there? What he just said there is that the FBI has become the Sopranos. They are run by a godfather. You do not speak out against the family. That's it. You have to have complete, utter fealty and loyalty to Christopher Wray and Merrick Garland. You have to do what we say. Well, I'm an FBI agent. I'm here to basically uphold the law. No. You're supposed to do what we say. Otherwise, we got a problem with you. You don't speak out against the family. Ever.
This act, which I believe to be in the spirit of transparency and accountability, led to unexpected and severe consequences. Almost exactly 3 years ago today, I forwarded news articles to my superiors and others within the FBI about January 6th. It was literally one of my job duties to keep my colleagues informed about open source intelligence related to their cases. As a result of simply doing my job, the FBI accused me of promoting conspiratorial views and unreliable information. The FBI questioned my allegiance to the United States, suspended my security clearance, suspended my pay, and refused to allow me to obtain outside employment or even accept charity.
Okay, so the fact that you're talking about these articles that are freely being published in newspapers. Hey, Fred, have you seen this article? You want to check this out? Ooh, wow, that's pretty interesting. Hey, Joey, you seen this article? Yeah. Sheila, you seen this? Hey, Marcus, you're out here spreading conspiratorial talking points. We ain't all up for that. No, it's in the Wall Street Journal. It's on the New York Post. I'm sorry. We don't want you, having any sort of free speech in here. You work for the FBI, you do what we tell you. That's specifically what he just said. And because you didn't do what we told you, we're going to have to revoke your security clearance. You are a threat to the FBI.
This once storied institution, whose initials ironically stand for fidelity, bravery, and integrity, was punishing me for bravely challenging their integrity while they questioned my fidelity. The suspension ultimately lasted for 27 months. During that time, the FBI held my family and me in indefinite limbo, awaiting a final decision. Determined to not lose our home, my wife and I took early withdrawals from our retirement accounts to survive.
Stop. Remind you of anything? Maybe General Flynn, Rudy Giuliani. We're going to bankrupt you. We're going to take you on a journey that you're not going to like. We don't even care if you're innocent. That's not the objective. The objective is to drag you through hell. And at the same time, bankrupt you. Because you're going to have an attorney, because if you don't have an attorney, then we're going to throw you in jail. But your attorney, we're going to make him jump through hoops over and over and over again until you got no money left. Oh, you got a retirement account. You better dip into that because we're still coming after you. We're going to bankrupt you for speaking out.
It became clear that the FBI, with endless resources, the American people's money, was trying to destroy me financially so that I would give up. This is a fear of countless potential whistleblowers who see the personal cost of integrity. There are no words strong enough.
That's me slapping you. If they can do it to Trump, if they can do it to Steve Bannon, if they can do it to Marcus Allen, a 22-year veteran, you and I don't stand a chance. They will bankrupt you without blinking an eye. They don't care. They don't care. Wake up. This is happening, and I bet you some of you may have seen it on, PBS or maybe on Fox, but I bet you this is probably the first time many of you are even hearing about Marcus Allen. Not the football player, Marcus Allen, the FBI agent. Unbelievable.
To describe the impact the FBI's lies about me have had on me and my family. The stress has taken a toll on our health, and our children have suffered, traumatized by the thought of our door getting kicked in or dad not coming home. The battle for truth and justice will cost you, but the arduous good is worth it. The FBI's restoration of my clearance earlier this year, thanks to the efforts of Empower Oversight and the American Center for Law and Justice, was absolute vindication. It's a point I would not have reached without the prior help of Bigley Ranish and Judicial Watch. However, the experience is also a stark reminder of the system's flaws. It took legal battles, public scrutiny, and patience over 3 long years. No other FBI whistleblower has ever had his clearance restored as I did. Garrett O'Boyle and his family are still suffering in the same limbo we were, with no access to due process and no limit on the FBI's ability to delay and avoid independent accountability.
No access to due process and no ability to delay what was going on. It was a steamroller, a power steamroller that you can't stop. It harkens to the words that, Trump has said. They're coming after me because I'm in front of you. And now it's not even that anymore. We're going to come after these other people as well as you. We're going to see how many of these people we can take down to make examples of them. Steve Bannon is sitting in jail right now for the exact same thing many other people have done. And they're not in jail, Eric Holder. It's happening. Everything Trump said is actually happening.
How many other whistleblowers remain silent, fearing the same ordeal my family and Garrett's?
That's the objective. Scare the hell out of everybody else. Hey, you see what we're doing to this dude? Do you understand what we're doing to him? We're dragging him through the mud. We've called him names. We've taken away his security clearance. He'll never work again if he's not here. We're making him use his retirement. That could be you. You next, bro. Or shut up. Or shut up. That's it. We are going to ruin your life with the taxpayers' dollars. We are going to do everything to ruin you, like we're doing him, on full display, or you can shut up.
Family faced with little hope of vindication at the end. Despite the stress and uncertainty, I've never once regretted standing up for truth. In fact, I'm grateful for the experience. Indeed, my family and I persevered due to our strength and faith, God's grace, and the sacraments. If you do not worship God, then you will worship something else. You can either serve God or you can serve mammon, but you can't serve both. This has been a purification. Amen. Well, we lost material items, we gained more important things. Mm-hmm. We've stored up for ourselves treasures in heaven. What we have gained spiritually has far outweighed what was lost materially.
Listen.
John Adams noted that the framework of our country was built for a moral and religious people, and unfit for the governance of any other. James Madison notes the duty to honor God is present.
Listen to every word of this. I'm going to go away from the split screen. I want you to listen to the rest of this. This is amazing.
Both in order of time and degree of obligation to the claims of civil society. Before any man can be considered as a member of civil society, he must be considered as a subject of the governor of the universe. I recently learned about comments made by Mr. Jeffrey Veltri suggesting I was delusional for believing in and seeking guidance from the Holy Spirit. Mr. Veltri currently serves as special agent in charge of the Miami field office, but at the time he was an executive at Security Division overseeing security clearance decisions.
I got to stop for a second. He mentioned Mr. Veltri. He said Mr. Veltri has been one of the people coming down on him. Do you know who Mr. Veltri is? Agent Veltri was also the person, wait for this, in charge of the West Palm Beach assassination attempt. I'm going to let those chills run up your arm like it just ran up my arm. Veltri was the kind of big guy that came on during the press conference. He was the one in charge at the West Palm Beach press conference overseeing the FBI. That same guy is the guy taking him down. It's a cabal.
To Mr. Veltri, I say you can insult me, but you should not mock God. It is an insult to the infinite dignity of God, who is Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, and it is bad for the health of your soul. This isn't about me, it's bigger. I am hopeful that the truth of what happened will be fully revealed and deter the FBI from doing the same injustice to others. Though the path may be difficult, I must plead with other employees who have witnessed wrongdoing that they find the courage to speak up. You're not alone, nor will you ever be. Psalm 139 says, "Where can I go from your spirit? Where can I flee from your presence?" I've been blessed to be supported by God's sanctifying grace, the blessed sacrament, men and women of goodwill, other whistleblowers, the charity of the American people, prayers and great attorneys along the way, like Tristan and Jason of Empower Oversight. Potential whistleblowers, please do not be silenced by the FBI's mistreatment. We are all here to support you if you choose to come forward. The only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing. Equally important is the awareness and involvement of the American people. This is your country. While I feel vindicated now in getting back my security clearance, it is sad that in the country for which I fought as a Marine, the FBI was allowed to lie about my loyalty to the United States for 3 years. Unless there is accountability, it will keep happening to others. Better oversight and changes to security clearance laws are key to stopping the abuses suffered by whistleblowers like me. Thank you for the opportunity to be here today.
There's nothing much more I can say about that. That is a man who they think is broken. They think they've been able to basically break this man and let him know that the power of the FBI and the Department of Justice is going to just tear his life apart. But they failed. They failed because he is still standing. He's telling his story, albeit whether or not it gets out to people, it's people like you and me who have to spread this information and understand we are at a dire place in this country. This regime that's installed right now is not going to go away easy. This regime that's basically trying with every breath to destroy America is not going to give up this power without an amazing fight. It is going to take all of us to rip that control out of their hands, and people may end up succumbing. Don't think for an instant, if Trump wins, that this place won't go completely haywire on November 6th, 7th, and the days thereafter. They will not want to willingly give up power. You think January 6th was bad? You ain't seen nothing yet. They're not going to want to they're not going to want to give up power. You need to be prepared. I don't know how I can make this any stronger for you. I don't know what I can tell you that I haven't told you over the last couple of months. Get ready, get prepared. Get ready, get prepared. Buy gold, buy other stuff, get ready. And some people watch the show, oh yeah, if I was in that position, I would. You need to do everything you need to do. You don't have to believe me. I want you to hear what Mr. Allen says right here.
And everybody in the minority party, they're fearing what Donald Trump would do in the next administration while they sit here and they look at the guy who's been persecuted by the FBI. And everybody in the room understands it. Mr. Allen, do you have comments you wish to make? I'll give you about a minute and a half, and then I want to turn the rest of my time to Mr. Jordan.
Yes, sir. I would just say that I consider the hearing today my last act of service as a public servant for the United States of America. And I'll give you my professional opinion. I'm
going to turn this up. I want you to listen to every word this man says right here. Every word.
An intel professional for our country for many years, and I would give recommendations, and I'd also look at indications and warnings. So I would offer this to the American people as my warning to them. Since this is a warning to the American people, I say, I personally have no confidence that the FBI will rein in its own conduct. I've been persecuted along with Garrett, Steve and Kyle, and countless other whistleblowers. It is my opinion that the Bureau used reprisal and fear to control the workforce. It has been a seemingly effective tactic. I personally believe that there are no current effective checks and balances against them conducting lawless action with any type of correction in a legitimate time frame. I welcome the work of the IG, but I think any type of lawless action, there's no legitimate time frame to rein them back in. Their ability to overclassify information can allow them to stonewall forever. To the American people, you have a duty as a citizen to vote, and I strongly urge you to do so. It's how you participate in the American experience. I know people have doubts about election integrity, but you must vote. It is your claim. Stake your claim and don't forfeit it willingly. Have your voice heard. My other recommendations are in the natural order. First, vote. The second is the Second Amendment. Arm yourself and know how to defend yourself. Make 3 to 4 friends in your neighborhood and promise to come to each other's mutual aid in times of hardship. And during the Great Depression, people stocked up a pantry. So I think that's a good practice, especially in our economic times, and make sure you have 3 to 4 months of food. And as a person of faith, I'd say pray the rosary, go to the First Friday devotions. That's for everybody, all my brothers and sisters of all faiths, and I know I'm Catholic, and read the gospel of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, and live it every day. And that's all I have to say. Thank you for the time.
You know, Mr. Allen, the fact that there are servants like you who have borne up under persecution that a lot of political leaders in this country do not care about is the thing that heartens the American people, and I'm confident the American people will resolve the situation.
I'm not. I think too many people are complacent. I think too many people just don't understand the war you're already in. A lot of people don't know, and they think to themselves, well, it's not that bad. You know, I understand what they're doing in New York. I understand what they're doing in Chicago and San Francisco. It's not happening here. Yeah, we're okay. And I'm pretty sure the people in Springfield, Ohio, felt the same way. I'm pretty sure the people in those small towns in Alabama felt the same way. I'm pretty sure Marcus Allen, a 22-year vet who worked at the FBI as a career, his livelihood, he and his wife and his family, they pretty much thought, this is pretty good. We're in America. We got a great job. We're in law enforcement. It's my dream job. This is what I need to do. And then he starts seeing things and going, this doesn't look right. Definitely doesn't feel right. Hey, listen, can we talk about this? No. Shut up, or we'll take you down and ruin your entire family. Oh. So I know if they're going to do this to me, they're going to do it to other people, right? Yeah. So what should other people do to be prepared for what's coming? Because the only thing I can tell people as a person who's been in the FBI for, a long time is to be prepared. I can't give you any more information. My recommendation to you is all I can give you. I don't know you. I'm hoping that you see this video, and if you see this video, please take to heart what I'm saying, because I know what they have planned. I know what they're capable of. I know that they won't hesitate to do it to you. So here's what I have to say to you right now.
Arm yourself and know how to defend yourself. Make 3 to 4 friends in your neighborhood and promise to come to each other's mutual aid in times of hardship. And during the Great Depression, people stocked up a pantry. So I think that's a good practice, especially in our economic times, and make sure you have 3 to 4 months of food. And as a person of faith, I'd say pray the rosary, go to the First Friday devotions. That's for everybody, all my brothers and sisters of all faiths, and I know I'm Catholic, and read the gospel of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, and live it every day. And that's all I have to say. Thank you for the time.
That's my warning today. That's what I wanted. That's the message I'm not a sermon. It's not a pastor. I just saw these things happening today. 2 big stories. One of them probably no one has talked to you about. The other one is out there, but people aren't realizing what's going on. They're not seeing the full picture. You watched the Eric Adams stuff, and you saw the DOJ and FBI and Department of Investigation in the state of New York come down on this man, seemingly because he wouldn't do what they told him to do. You saw Marcus Allen, an FBI agent, and you saw them come down on him because he wouldn't do what they told him to do. I don't know who's next. We've seen it with President Trump in high profile over the last couple of months, over the last year or so. If there's anything in your mind that says, you know what, I'm good, they won't come to me, to you. Really? You really think that? Yes, we all have God. And as he said, we should pray. That's a great deal of preparation. But God also gave us brains. And with those brains, he said, as this man, get out there and harvest. Get 3 or 4 months food put away somewhere. And I don't mean like steak and eggs. If you just have to eat off of bread and MREs, pre-made meals, survival meals. At this point, to basically talk like the Sopranos, it's time to get ready to hit the mattresses. As I told Ashley this morning, we were talking about some biz, and I said the upside always takes care of itself. You never have to worry about good times. Nobody ever says to themselves, hey man, this is such a fantastic life I'm living. I need to change it. No. It's the bad stuff you have to take account for. It's the bad stuff you have to prepare for. Your life right now may be fine, but it can change like that. And if it changes like that, are you prepared for that change when it happens? Are you prepared spiritually? Are you prepared financially? Are you prepared security-wise? Are you prepared to be a good neighbor? Are you prepared to go over to someone's house and say, listen, hey, bud, you know, we may have been fighting over the fence. My dog may have pooped on your lawn. My car may have made too much noise. But you know what? When shit hits the fan, we're going to need each other. I'm going to need you to watch over my family. I'm going to have to watch over yours. Can we talk? Hey, let's get Fred. Hey, Fred, come over here. You never come out the house. We never see you. I don't know what the hell's going on with you. But we need to come up with a plan here in this neighborhood. Because what happens if... And people don't even ever, oh, I don't need that negativity in my life. They count on that. They count on you not wanting that negativity in your life and putting it off. Oh, it could happen here. And you're going to be the person who ain't got no damn food. You're going to be the person who doesn't have any gas. You're going to be the person where they're kicking in your front door and doing whatever they want to your wife. Maybe using your dog as a buffet item. And you can't do anything. Why? Because they want you to wear a man bun and be some sort of white dude for Harris. Now is the time for men to be men. Now is the time to guard your household and the people you love and care about, including your pets. There's nobody coming to help you. They are going to make it a situation where if you dial the 911, it's like, can you leave a message? We'll get back to you. Because those people need to take care of their families. You see, right now, at about this time, there's a hurricane getting ready to hit someplace up north. In the Big Bend area, Tallahassee, Pensacola, Fort Walton, somewhere up there. It's Cat 4, Cat 5. And people here in Florida, especially here in South Florida, Cat 1s, Cat 2s, no big deal. We can handle those threats. You start getting to Cat 4s and Cat 5s, those are threats where we start preparing. We board up the windows. We make sure there's sandbags. Then we get out of town. Because we know it's probably something with a 15-foot storm surge. We can't control that. There's nothing we can do at that point. If the water is coming, if the sea is saying we're going to come in, you can't do anything about it. So your plan must be to evacuate and go someplace else. You have to, at this point, see what's happening with November 5th on the horizon, that there's a Cat 3 storm coming towards you. And the closer we get to Election Day, that storm's going to turn into a Cat 4. And God forbid they go nuts when Trump wins. When he wins, this is going to turn into a full-on Cat 5 coming right at you. Every single one of us who lives in South Florida, we know what that means. Are you prepared to go a week without any food? Are you prepared to go a week without any gas? Are you prepared to go a week away from your home while other people are looting? You wouldn't leave your dog home. You wouldn't leave your wife home alone. You wouldn't stand there with no power, no food, no water. You would be prepared. We just heard, and it chilled me. I just heard a 22-year Marine who works for the FBI who looked you in the eye and said, get ready. Why would a man who's been a 22-year Marine, who has seen battle, who has probably shot people, who has seen what the government is capable of, why would he tell you, pray, get food stored up, get some weaponry, be ready? Why would he sound that alarm if it wasn't real? That's what I got to say to you. That's why I titled this The Big Alarm. You need to understand where you are at this point. Roger Williams says, absolutely. Get 200 pounds of rice. Go full survivor. Absolutely. Yes, I can't even see what that says. Stock your medicine cabinets. Ask your doctor for prescriptions in advance if you're going to need them. That's really important. Sometimes they won't write them. Nope, I can't give you any more right now because you're still on XYZ and you have to call me in 30 days. Get in there and say, Doc, what happens if there is no 30 days? What happens if Walgreens or CVS or whatever isn't open? Can't you give me a bigger supply? Can you give me a month's supply so I'm okay? Stock up. Eric Park says he's ready. Prayer vigil time. Absolutely. Vote. Stock up. Oh, here's a big one. bottled water. Stock up on bottled water. People are going to call you crazy. Oh, you're a survivalist. Oh, you're one of those conspiratorial nuts. They're the ones knocking on your door. You got any water, man? I'm serious, man. I'm parched. We got nothing to drink. We got nothing to eat. You're sitting there going, oh, really? No, don't be that person. But let them know. Muriel, thank you. Thank you very much. If you're just starting this, you better do what you can quick. Most of us have seen this coming for a while. You're absolutely right. It's been coming. It's been coming. What happens if the doctor won't give you stock-up meds? All right. How can I say this without getting myself in trouble? There are a number of different online doctors you can call. Don't tell them about the other one. Say, listen, I got a cold, or I got whatever you need, and it costs you like $60 or $70, and they'll write a prescription for you. Just do what you got to do at this point. All right, so I'm getting alarms here because at 4 o'clock I got to go live with the press conference. So buckle up, people. It's about to get crazy. Let me see if I have time. Yeah, I always have time. Got to have time to read the super chats because they are so good. But I'm seeing my alarm. Barry, you got 3:30. It's 4 o'clock. You got the other show coming up. At least that one I won't have to work as hard. Let him talk. Trump will be talking. All right, so let me do that. But do me a favor, just make sure you're ready. You're prepared. Somehow you're prepared for what may indeed happen. Because if an FBI agent is saying this, that tells me we as normies need to take heed of this. All right, so quickly, Kathy Green Jones, thank you. Repent, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Pray. Sandra, this is insane. Vote red and take your country back. Absolutely. Moshe, thank you. The Dems want this to dilute Orthodox Jewish vote who generally vote Republicans. Good point. Michelle in Michigan, so when do they go after the DNC and Soros for the illegal smurfing of political donations? Yeah. They never seem to go after them. They went after, what's his name, Robert Menendez, which that kind of quietly just went away. But Big Cat, thank you. Keep working for the people, Barry. Thank you. Davey, distracts what they've got planned. Be ready for what they've got planned. Ernest, thanks, Barry. You're the man. Thank you. Kyle Frost, thank you. Kyle Frost twice. Biden kept saying he saw himself as a transition president. Ken Romolino, I wonder if him and Trump are communicating and why Trump came to do a rally in New York and now they're coming after him. And like I said, in a half hour, I'm going to go live with the press conference, so we'll see what he's got to say about that. Barry, I live in Reisterstown, Maryland. It has become a poop hole since Dementia and Scamala came to power. All these Democrat-ran cities are turning to poop holes. Yes, they are. Edwin Menendez, he's a traditional Catholic like me. Even the Pope doesn't like us. I started off as a Catholic, turned into a Baptist. Debbie Etheridge, what is the gold purchase site phone? The gold purchase site phone. And I purposely, just want you to know, I purposely did not run the gold ad today because I didn't want it to be about trying to sell anything or get you guys to do anything. I just want you to get prepared. But since you've asked, Debbie, here, let me just go ahead and post that right quick. There you go, right there. And Michelle, Michigan, I use 15% of my grocery budget to buy a little extra every week. Very smart. Very smart. All right, so I'm going to bounce here. There's the number to call Lear Capital. Tell them I sent you. Oh, I forgot. Still haven't given away the hoodie until tonight at 7 o'clock. We're going to give it away. Let me move that thing so you guys can see at 7 p.m. If you haven't entered yet, go to fanfareshop.org to win a free hoodie. So let's go ahead with that and do that. And then today at 4 o'clock, maybe about 4:05, I'm going to get ready to go with the Emergency New York Press Conference. So I got to wrap up things here so that I can go and get everything set up and make sure I've got the stream set to bring that in. So thanks for everybody for tuning in. See you in about half an hour.